Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video, doing JMA Friday for today's second video. So as always on a Friday, we're having a detailed look at the weather from the month ahead with the Japanese and the CFS meteor models. And I should get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that first, the video released today was our 6 AM UK weather forecast. I've got a 10 to 14 day with all of the regular features coming up for you later on this afternoon. We're going to be live for channel members at 6 PM and then live with the pub run at 10:30. So busy old day for Gav today on the channel. If you're enjoying our videos, content and whatnot, then please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, okay, let's start off with JMA Friday then. And we're going to begin with week 1 at 500 millibar height anomaly from the Arctic and the North Pole view down. So this is the North Pole just here. We've got the wider Arctic circle around there, and then we've got the mid-latitude through here. Okay, so blue is extrapolating to below average heights, which is low pressure, yellow, orange, and red to above average heights, which is going to be high pressure, of course. So these are breakdown into week periods. The first week period takes us from the 2nd today through to the 9th of February. So the next week sees high pressure sitting over and just to the west and southwest of the country, trough of low pressure digging in across northern parts of Europe, bringing blasts of cold air there. We're sort of on the periphery of that, and eventually we could start to turn things colder into the north. Week 2 will be the 9th to the 16th of February. So then we see a blocking area of high pressure in the North Atlantic towards Greenland. A trough of low pressure is over the top of the UK and into western parts of Europe as well. We could well be bringing colder air from the north and the northeast up that point, colder and more unsettled for the middle part of February. And then weeks 3 and 4 taking us from the 16th of February to the 1st of March with a big blocking area of high pressure centred over Greenland. A trough of low pressure, look at this, is underneath it, and so this low is going to be bringing in a risk of precipitation from the south and from the west. That could well be falling as snow as it runs into cold air being drawn in from the north and from the northeast. That could be a very cold and wintry second half to February. Let's have a look at the tropical and mid-latitude view, Ben. So we can't see Greenland, the Arctic, Scandinavia, Iceland, all those areas are up the chart up here. We're in the top right-hand corner of the chart as you're looking at it. Reminder of the week 1 500 millibar height anomaly. Again, with the above average height centred over sites of western country. So the temperature anomaly for week 1, which again, I remind you, is the 2nd to the 9th of February, comes out above average, a mild average week to come, quite substantially so as well, around 2 to 3 degrees above normal there as we begin February. A bit of a north-south split for precipitation. Excuse me, everybody. So in the north, it's a rather wetter than average month. In the south, it is largely drier than normal. Week 2 will be the 9th through to the 16th of February. And we see a block beginning to appear close towards Greenland. If you could envisage Greenland is going to be up here, then you can just see the edge of that. Trough of low pressure is over the top of the UK and Ireland, so a much more unsettled week to come. Temperatures are still a bit above average, perhaps surprisingly, but starting to cool down there a little bit compared to week 1 anyway. And it's a much more unsettled week under that trough of low pressure as well. And then weeks 3 and 4 takes us from the 16th of February to the 1st of March with trough of low pressure underneath of the block. So again, you can just make out the edge of the blocking area of high pressure there up towards Greenland and Iceland. Meanwhile, we're under this trough of low pressure just here, and we could well be drawing in the wind from an easterly, cold easterly direction. Temperature anomaly is colder than average then in weeks 3 and 4 from the 16th to the 1st of March. Colder than average fortnight to come. And for precipitation, so it actually is wetter than average in the south. So with cold average temperatures, there could be some snow potential there the more southern parts of the country drier, close to that blocking area of high pressure up to the north. Takes a little while to get there, but eventually with JMA, it's turning things potentially very cold, I think, into the second half of February. Let's see how the CFS-B2 compares. So again, these are 500 millibar height anomalies, and they're broken down into weekly periods. The first weekly period will take us from the 2nd to the 8th of February. Identical in terms of the 500 millibar heights for week 1. Would be above average heights over to western country, below average heights to the north and to the northeast as well. Just starting to see those more unsettled disciplines to dig in to the extreme north, but generally high pressure is in control. Week 2 is the 9th to the 15th of February. Then we've got a trough of low pressure over the top of the UK and Western Europe, blocking areas of high pressure towards the North Atlantic and Greenland. Back to Canada. There's also a block right way over the top of the pole as well. I reckon we could be starting to draw some quite cold air into that trough of low pressure. If anything, I think out of the two scenarios, the CFS is probably the coldest and most wintry for week 2. Week 3 is going to be the 16th to the 22nd of February, and this looks epic for anybody who wants cold weather, with a big blocking area of high pressure in the North Atlantic up to Greenland and then right way back to the top of the pole, actually. Underneath it, we've got this trough of low pressure across central western parts of Europe, and that should be bringing in what could be a very cold east or northeasterly flow there. So, third week of February, potentially looking really appreciably cold and wintry, I have to say, with this CFS run. And then week 4 is the 23rd to the 29th of February, again with a blocking area of high pressure around Greenland and Iceland. Trough of low pressure is across the west of Europe. Again, we could be drawing in the wind from a cold east or northeast direction. So this is an epic update, I have to say, from the CFS and from JMA Friday generally today from a cold and wintry perspective. Not particularly for week 1, which is the 2nd to the 8th of February, because that comes out, again, substantially milder than normal. But week 2 is when it all starts to happen. It's the 9th to the 15th of February, beginning to go a little bit cooler then, a little bit colder than average. Week 3 is going to be the 16th, 22nd of February. Colder than average week is predicted. Most parts of northern West Europe also looking colder than normal, and those colder than average conditions carry on into week 4 as well. It's the 23rd to the 29th of February. Colder than average temperatures indicate, again, most parts of northern Europe looking cold as well. And then precipitation wise for week 1, looks like that. Bit wetter than average just to our north, otherwise average or drier than normal, especially to the south. Week 2 is the 9th to the 15th of February. And again, that's wetter than average just to our south, drier than average to our north and northwest. Week 3 is going to be 16th to 22nd of February. Again, drier than average away to our north and northwest, to the North Atlantic and back to Iceland. That is where that blocking area of high pressure is being centred. And then week 4 is the 23rd to the 29th of February. And again, we see it's wetter than average to our south, drier than average to the north and to the northwest as well. So you can clearly see that we have a strong blocking signal there for weeks 2, 3 and indeed 4 as well. Goodness gracious me, quite an exciting update from JMA Friday this week. Is that the update of winter cold perspective? Possibly. So, there we go. It looks like we've got mild weather to get out of the way in the next few days, and then we're off and running into what could turn out to be quite a prolonged spell of potentially very cold and wintry weather through the second half of February. Remember, it's just a snapshot of what the models are showing today, so any forecast beyond 5-7 days comes with big health warnings and large pinches of salt attached. So we shall see how it all plays out. We'll keep you updated. You'll find out tomorrow, by the way, at 10 a.m, how the EC46 there is looking in comparison to the JMA and the CFS. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back in a little while with the 10 to 14 dayer. So come back for that then. But for JMA Friday for this week, that's all for now. and thanks for watching.